Alright, hi everybody. Welcome to the week 7 vlog, where we're looking at chapter 6 and the focus question of what are the key qualities that characterize equitable grading and why. So I think most of us are going to probably have pretty similar vlogs this week because it really it outlined the three different pillars or qualities really well. And I do agree with these three things that accuracy, bias resistance, and motivation are all really important things that should be considered when we're looking at grades. For the question of why these are the pillars, or if we engage this important work, what might we accomplish? Looking at the first one, just having accurate grades, it would be a lot simpler, and it would help us to show what the students actually know. It would show their accurate content knowledge and make sure that we're not grading their study habits or their attitudes or anything like that. It's only strictly how good do they know, how good of a student are they in the sense of what have they learned. Okay, and that's, I think, as teachers, that's our main job anyway, is to figure out what do these students actually know, right? So the quote here from page 66 in our book, it says, we don't want to include so much information that we confuse our Tangelas, the students who work hard and follow directions but do not know the standards, with our Isabels, the students who know the standards but have a weaker study habits and are less compliant, right? So we're not here to judge or rank students based off of their study habits, their attitude in class, things like that, and I don't think that should be in their grade necessarily, right? And that, I think, goes along into the second one of bias resistance as well. So good grades don't have any bias attached to them, and I think one way to accurately prevent that is to promote accurate grades as well. So making sure that we're just grading, like, what do the students know, how well do they understand the content, how well do they show that they understand the content, rather than getting into some of the logistics of how they act in class. If they're tardy, if they're turning in work late, if they're showing academic integrity, things like that could lead to bias in our grading, right? So accurate grades can help to lessen that a little bit. And lastly, grades should be motivational, right? So we should be encouraging a growth mindset in our students with the grades, allowing them to do test corrections, to see what they did wrong and fix it, have students do a reflection after each unit to kind of reflect on what they've learned over the course of that time. And the main goal there is just to make sure that they're motivated to keep improving, right? Not just to achieve this one goal and stop there, but to grow from wherever they were to somewhere a little bit greater, right? So a quote from page 67, it says, our grading practices should support growth mindset, encourage students to take risk, recognize the fruits of prolonged practicing through mistakes. And I know that's something that I can work on and my students can work on as well, is that long process of making mistakes, recognizing them, practicing a little bit more, and getting it the next time, right? So as far as my classroom's current grading policies, reading this chapter was kind of a big wake-up call because I think I struggle with these a little bit. I try as much as I can to make accurate grades, but I still kind of have fallen into the trap of taking off points for an assignment being late, having students make up assignments when they're tardy, giving a student a 0 when they're cheating, things like that, which it affects their grade and it makes it look like they don't know what they're talking about, but that might not be the case, right? So that's something that I can work on as well. And also making grades more motivational. I think I need to add more opportunities for student reflection, opportunities for them to assess their growth and to learn from their mistakes rather than just moving on to the next thing, which is, I think, what I do sometimes. So that's actually one of the questions I had for you guys, is what are some strategies that you guys recommend to create grades that are more accurate, bias resistant, and motivational? Because I think that's something that I struggle with a little bit, and I'd love to get some input from you guys. So yeah, thanks.